Det er sjovt, som du lyver, Philip. Men gutter, kan I ikke lige tjekke, om min lyd den er okay, inden vi begynder sådan rigtigt? Tjek, mand. Okay. Well, Michael, we don't really know about the weather forecast yet, do we? But it would be quite quite crazy if it came to rain. Uh, we didn't have rain in the second division yesterday, but that could spice things up a bit. I believe so. Yeah. Okay. We're just waiting for the final few guys to arrive in the lobby here, and yeah, how many are we are watching? Well, thank you, Noah. Uh, Thank you. It's not every time I get to use my English all that much, but um, yeah, and it is also my first time commentating in English, so we'll see how this goes. It could go quite okay. It could also go. Uh, um, it could also go terribly wrong if I start mixing up the terms in English with Danish terms or mispronounce anyone's names and all that. Please do correct me. I will gladly take any corrections. Yeah. Okay. In the second division, you had double dry. Michael says yes. Um, I believe a a completely dry. This is a track that really like punishes your tires. It's really it's very hungry, tire hungry. It seems like we are having a bit of a delay because, well, maybe the drivers are finishing up their dinners or something like that. Um, we have two, four, six, eight, 10 people in the lobby. We're just missing the final few guys before we can get this race underway. Um, yeah. Oh well, only 60%. Okay, only 60% tire wear in the mediums. Well, maybe if they have like I'm not well aware of any patches they have made, but I do remember Spain being like a a track where you were contemplating a one stubber or a two stubber, and on paper, like the strategy would tell you that a one stopper would be around I don't know um 10 to 15 seconds slower, but we'll see. Maybe they fixed it. Okay. I am also a first timer here in NSC. I have not, as of for a few days, been a part of this league. I'm quite excited for commentating today's race in Spain. I do not know most of the guys here, um, so please, if you have any like intern knowledge at some points during the race, please feel free to drop any knowledge you have. I have been doing a little bit of research on the 4 races that have already passed. Um, it seems like we have a championship battle unfolding between Ollie and the Williams, who will not be participating today. He is, I believe, at a birthday of some sort. And then we have just Jacob in well, one of the Jacobs in the Sabers, um, just Jacob from Sauber is right now, I believe, 6 points behind Ollie in the Williams, and then we have Jacob Adley at in third position with 50 points. He is therefore 25 points behind Ollie in first place. Yeah. Then we have Tyr in fourth place. He will be also all of the guys, Jacob, and Tyr will be participating today. He is equal in points to Jacob Adley, um, and we are still looking for the last few guys to join the lobby before we can begin today's qualifying and today's race. Other drivers we had who will not be participating today are the likes of do I find this? It is the drivers. Ollie, of course, the Williams driver will not be participating. Then we have therapist from Red Bull. Then we have Hanso from Aston Martin, and next from VCarb, um, along with um, Plimball and Applejuice and Kevin. They will not be participating today. Just hold on for a second. Okay. Well, only 11 drivers are ready to drive today. That's a shame. That's a real shame. Um, it's always like, I know it could be an easy win for some of the guys who are looking to capitalize on Ollie not being here, but it's a real shame only having 11 people in the race. Apparently, some of the reserve didn't show up as well, but yeah, it's a shame. Not only it will cause a little bit of less chaos probably, but um, it's always a shame to see a lack of drivers in a race. Um, yeah. Um, a little recap on the results from the last race in Austria, maybe. But while we are waiting, no, the lobby is starting now. If some of you guys are in need of an invite, please send a DM to Jacob Atley, and he will try and get you into the lobby before we get started. A recap on the last race in Austria. We had Ollie taking first place by only half a second down to Jacob Atley in the Sauber. And then we had a double Williams podium with Yarrow finishing in third place. Then we had Rafa, Hanso, Tyr, PLH, Skovkonge, Calcium, and Nex rounding out the top 10. It was a heavily Danish dominated top 10 with 6 out of the 4 drivers being Danish, as we are getting ready to start the qualifying here in today's race at Spain. A track that has been synonymous with Formula One for a very long time now. I do need to adjust my audio levels. Again, if the audio levels at some point during this broadcast will be is off, then please let me know. I have not yet tried streaming and commentating at the same time, so please let me know if something's wrong. Okay. So, we are getting ready. I believe the audio is a little bit too high for me still. Here we have the start of the qualifying. So, let's take a look through the drivers competing today and take a look at where they are sitting in the standings here. So, Tua in the Ferrari here, he is as I said before, he is now in 4th place in the standings, dropping 1 place after Austria. And then we have, I believe the next one we have as a regular driver, not including the reserve this time. It's Yarrow in the Williams. He had a strong week out last week in Austria, finishing 3rd, and he is now in 7th place in the driver standings. He is steadily climbing after a first race in Australia where he finished 7th with which was actually quite respective. Then had a week off and then came back, and he has been solid in the top 10, and actually along with Jacob Adley, he is the one with the most top 10 finishes during this season. And then we have the next one, Just Jacob. He is only six points behind Ollie in the driver standings, with a win, a 2nd place, a 3rd place, and 2 pole positions, mind that. So maybe he'll be one of the favorites to this pole, as we follow him around this lap, going through the first few turns, closing out the first sector. The first sector time will be a 21.5, going through this long right-hander, going down to this tight left-hander. Okay, Jacob Adley has done a 12.1, so that will be, and PLH a 12.4. That'll be the times the other guys are looking to beat. Let's see what Tuur can manage. He is going to set a 11.5, over half a second faster than Jacob Adley. That was quite some lap, yeah. Let's see who's on a lap also. I believe the next one to cross the line is Just Jacob. Burning, he has quite a lot of ERS left. Maybe he is... 11.9, still a decent lap. P2 at the moment. Next one to cross the line is... Who is that? That was Skokonge and Rafa, setting a 4th and 6th place respectively. Wood Butcher in 10th place, because he hasn't set a time yet. He is setting a 12.7, going 7th place. Then it is Lando Drap. Oh, he invalidated his lap then. Last few guys. Horn is going through the 2nd sector now, coming down to the end of the 2nd DRS. And setting a... He's on the medium tires. Sorry, I'm blind. Doing a tire banker lap, setting a banker lap on the mediums to avoid using another soft tire. But what will the medium tire be? What will the medium tire do here in qualifying, you might say? 13.2. Not a competitive lap, of course. Yarrow, what is he setting? He has almost used all of his battery. 5th place, 12.4 for Yarrow. Respectable lap time. But as I was saying, yeah, Horn's lap on the medium tires is not representative of any kind, but now he has a delta to work against. He is looking at at maximizing his use of the soft tires, therefore maybe only doing 2 runs on the softs. You know, mostly in qualifying you can do around 3 runs. Do I not have a session timer? It would be quite nice to have a session timer in game for me. I don't know where I get that. That doesn't matter. Oh well, the session timer is up on the left. My incompetence for streaming is really showing now. Who have we on track? We have Yarrow on track. He is... Oh, he was on an in lap. taking out that pole in the process. Who we do have here? Lando. Lando is on a flyer here. What can he set? Finishes out 51-2. Yeah, Wood Butcher. You're, well, 12-7. That's a respectable lap time in this field. I know, we're only 11. That puts you 8th place. But anything can happen in a race. If you're in the... Oh, Lando sat a 12-7. Or Wood Butcher and Lando might be up for battle today. Close margins separating those two. Now, as the drivers are going out for their second qualifying run, we have Tur and Jacob Adley going out, warming the tires through the track here. Okay. I'm just gonna go get some water and then I'll be back in just a second. Okay, let's get some predictions going as we follow this qualifying. I have some predictions made in the Discord server, but what do you guys think? Who is setting pole, second and third place in this qualifying as we ride with Jacob on his second qualifying run? We can do your predictions first, and then I'll tell you the predictions made in the Discord server. Okay, Jacob setting his time. He is setting a 21.3, a 10th and a half faster than his last lap time. Who then? Tur is also on a lap. And Noah has just begun his lap. Setting a 21.5, 1.5 tenths down on his lap. Let's follow Jacob, the two Jacobs in the Saubers. What is Jacob going to manage through this last sector? Coming through the final turns, through the two very quick right-handers, almost flat out. He's flat out. Oi, man, pushing the limits and setting a... Not an improvement. What happened? Well, it was an improvement, but Tur came in and set the new benchmark, an 11.48. A amazing lap time. What can Skullconger do? He is setting a 12.1 and Rafa a 12.2. They're getting faster, these guys. Who is looking to close a lap? PLH, what is he? Oh, big crash in qualifying. PLH trying to go flat out through the last corner, almost getting it, but ultimately in the end losing the rear, maybe getting too much curb or something like that. Then we have the Aston of Horn starting a lap now. The times are coming in very fast. Jacob just finishes a lap. 11.9 still. I don't know if that was an improvement or not, but okay. Tight stuff going on. Jacob is going in to fit the last set of soft tires they have for this qualifying. Who do we have else? Noise. So he is flying into that pit. You gotta be careful. I have hit that bollard or that wall that separates the pit lane and the start finish straight. I have hit that several times. You might mind it. But back to the predictions, as we have Golden going for a new lap, and I believe Horn is just going to finish his. It's an 12-6, up to 8th. Great job. Are any of the other guys? Lando is looking to start his lap, and PLH is on an lap. I believe so. He cooked his tires pretty bad. What on earth is Woodbutcher doing? Man, that is some very interesting stuff, sir. You're doing right now. That was the old layout, I believe. Getting some flashbacks to the late 2010s there with that line. Yarrow is also on a flyer maybe now. No, he's on an in-lap, I believe, or a coaster lap. I believe. Oh, that Williams is so nice to look at. I could say that probably 100 times and it won't be enough. I really do like every livery with a golf theme on it. Okay, and a McLaren is going. That is Golden going for his lap. Braking at the 100-meter board down into turn 1, taking lots of curb. Oi, maybe too much curb. Going flat out through this really, really long right-hander, just praying the tires will hold on. Braking at the 50-meter board down to 4th gear, having a bit of a snap oversteer, and then looking to brake at the 75, maybe 50-meter board here. Going up through the gears, burning some ERS, braking here down to 4th gear. Ooh, probably too early on the throttle there. We have 4.5 minutes left. If you need to do a last run, I should say, you would probably look to getting out of the pits relatively soon. He is doing Formula Drift out here. Golden is trying to set a lap and maybe get in. Oh no, he aborted the lap. Oh, whoa, buddy. You probably need to slow down a bit. Yeah, but back to the predictions. Well, it's probably a little bit too late. Predictions for qualifying came in the Discord. It was Tua in P1, it was Just Jacob in P2, and it was Jacob Attlee in P3. And I must say, looking at it now, with only 3.5 minutes to go, it's looking pretty likely it will turn out that well. Maybe a switch up between the two Jacobs, but it is clearly, well, maybe if you can't count Yarrow in, he is only a 10th of Jacob, and then Skokonge and Rafa is respectively only a 10th of each other. Bink, see you in chat. Please do, if you can, join the event. We would like to have you. Okay, looking at Jacob Attlee's lap time here. His last run, probably. What is he setting? A 50.2, 1.5 tenth up on his last lap. At the moment, it wouldn't be enough to take pole from the fast man in the Ferrari, but it would make him less vulnerable for those behind him. Let's see what the lap time is. It is a 11.6, 2/10 of the Ferrari there. And what can his teammate do? He also improved after the second sector and is setting a... Well, he didn't improve that much. But, well, okay, he did improve 2/10. I'm sorry. But it's still only enough for 3rd place. Anybody else? Skokonge is starting his lap. Squarehead is on his lap, I should say. Going through the first sector here. Yeah, the predictions are in for the were in for the qualifying. It was Tua, it was just Jacob, and it was Jacob Atley. And the races, surprisingly, because Ollie is not participating today, the most voted winner is a surprise winner. Maybe one of the guys could capitalize on Ollie not being here and grab a win. I didn't say that Ollie was going to win, but with his track record, he would be a serious contender nonetheless. I see Noah has made a mistake on his flying lap. Oh, and he was 2.5 tenths up after the first sector. He might not be able to gain enough battery for that final run then. Squarehead is finishing his lap. It's a 12.5, 8th place. Great, man. And the two Saubers, well, one of the Saubers, Atley, is going for another run, but he has very little battery. What's his horn is starting his lap now. I see another spin for, well, maybe he's just going slowly, for our fellow friend Noah. Then we have Rafa. He also might have made a mistake on his lap. I am looking for that Williams of Yarrow going through the final sector now. Almost a 10th up after the first two sectors. Will he find, well, he's 3/10 behind. I doubt it, but let's see what he can do. Rounding the final turn, going over the finish line. It is he massively improved in that last sector, chucking it down to none. ERS to gain some extra grip. And then we have Lando doing a 12.5 up to 8th. And then we have Rafa also finishing out here. Well, did Jacob improve on that lap? Okay. Well, Noah is on a lap. He is almost equaling his previous time. What can Horn do as he crosses the line here? It's a 12.5. 12.3, I'm sorry. A little bit late update. Up to 7th. That's really good. Well, a prediction came in from Wood Butcher. Buddy, you're not lost. I can say that gladly too. You are 11th. So let's see. That was qualifying. But anything could happen in the race, which is starting in just a couple of minutes now. It's a shame that we're only 12 people in the lobby. It could have been much more if we were the full grid, but you gotta work with what you got. So let's see what we can get from this race. So to round it up, Ferrari, double Sauber, Williams is your top 4. It is also the guys who are looking at being in the top of the drivers' championship. Along with Rafa, sorry. He is in 6th place, looking to get a good start past Skokong, perhaps. Yeah, it's exciting. Let's get this race underway. I'm not even sure if we have a formation lap in this league. I don't know. But what will this race bring us? I'm quite excited. I don't know about the weather forecast. I believe it's all dry, I would imagine, since it's sunny. But even though on this race, a one-stopper is preferable, either medium hard or hard medium. The predicted laps to complete on a medium set of tires is 15 to 16 laps, and then respectively 17 or 18 laps on the hard compound. The softs are not that usable on around this track because of high tire temps. They would probably only last a maximum of 8 or 8 or 9 laps. But yeah, we're waiting to get this race started. So, preferable a one stop we're looking at. Tire wear is key. If you're the one at the end of your stint with up to 5, maybe 10% more tire wear than your competitors, you are looking at a tough time in the race. Tire wear is key. And because tire wear is so predominant on this track, a undercut is also very much strong. As we look, well, I thought that was the start. It's just a formation lap. So, let's get this. As the drivers are looking at going around warming the tires. Again, we have a comically disqualification from the formation lap from Skokonge and PLH. I know those guys. I drive in another league with them, and they do that every single time. It's silly. I don't know why. Starting the race on cold tires. Maybe it's a trick to, yeah. As I said, the tires here, the tire situation is quite funny. The game is suggesting a 2-stopper, even though a 1-stopper is preferable. Let's see what tires are everybody starting on. We have what on earth is Tyr doing? Being afraid of somebody punching him, maybe looking at chat or something else. We have Yarrow and we have Skokonge on the soft tires, looking to looking to gain some momentum in the start. What on earth is Tyr doing? That is quite some weird behavior. But he is back on the grid. We have a spin. Wood Butcher is doing some, I would say, aggressively and very strange tire warming strategies. So, getting ready to start this race. And with the Ferrari in first and the 2 Saubers behind him, we are looking at 5 red lights, and out they go, and we get a decent getaway for both of the front runners. We have Yarrow on the soft tires and Skokonge on the soft, making very good progress as the Ferrari continues to lead down into turn 1. And we have a clean start here in Spain. Tyr getting the jump on Jacob Adley. It's multiple 2x2s going down the grid. Golden going through and getting Wood Butcher. Wood Butcher off into the grass at turn 5, I believe. I don't know the turn names or the numbers, but it is still Tyr leading this race, followed by Jacob Adley, Yarrow, Skokonge, just Jacob, and Rafa. Let's see if this is going to be a strategy row. I saw some end plates. It's getting closer, Rafa. Those medium compound tires on Jacob, just Jacob's car, is not working, it seems. They are not fired up. Maybe he lost a lot of temperature waiting for all of the other drivers on the grid. We have one off. Who is that? Is that Golden? What's that Golden going off? PLH has dropped all the way down to 12th. I don't know what happened to him. Still, it's the same story up front. The same top 3 as just a few seconds ago. Who is going to make the tires last? Well, we will see an earlier pit stop from these two, from Yarrow and Skokonge, possibly catapulting them up through the field after the first round of pit stops. Then we have Jacob and Rafa on the mediums behind them. Is anybody perhaps missing some end plates or nothing like that? I see Squarehead has all of them. Maybe a little bit of damage on the Alpine. And Golden has lost both of his front end plates. Is there anything going to happen? Jacob has lost the Ferrari in the distance, maybe 1.3 seconds, and now the DRS train starts. Jacob is going through on Skovkonge. Can he get the move done? No, Skovkonge seems to have a bit more straight line speed, and of course those soft tires is going to help him in the braking zone. We have a pit stop from Golden going on to the hard set of tires. And it's a tight midfield battle. A big squeeze from Skovkonge, looking to edge out against the very fast Sauber, who is in P2 in the driver standings. He has everything to lose, just Jacob. 6 points behind Ollie in the driver standings, and a good result here would see him leapfrog towards the front of the driver standings. So it's all about precision, cleanliness, and speed from Jacob's POV today. Then we have a few of the midfield runners. We have a tight battle in the Constructors' Championship between McLaren, Haas, Red Bull, Racing Bulls. And neither Red Bulls or the Haas is here today. And we see Rafa almost going for the move on Jacob here. But yeah, it's a tight battle in the midfield, both in the driver standings with the 5th to 7th position is only covered by a few points. Yeah. It seems like the race has settled. We have had a few position changes throughout the race. The big jumper from the start is Squarehead, gaining 3 positions, and both Yarrow and Skovkonge gaining 1 place respectively. As we see a bit of... we have a DNF. Golden has DNF'd. I'm sorry to say that, buddy. We see a DRS train. The race is settled, probably with the DRS, as long as Yarrow now, he is out of DRS range on Jacob Adley. As long as he can manage keeping Skovkonge behind him, these two is going probably to look at fighting the least amount of anybody here. Them fighting is going to hurt their tire wear extensively. Okay. Horn has also lost DRS on Squarehead. We have a pass. We have Rafa going past Skovkonge. Are those soft tires really already going to disintegrate on the bottom of that very beautiful pink RB? So, right now, we're looking at Jarrow is going to be passed by Jacob. Can Rafa sneak by? Almost. Looking around the outside here. And, massive moment for Jarrow, keeping it on the track. That's impressive. But now those soft tires, and yes, he responds immediately by pitting. But what tires will he go out on? Is he looking for a massive undercut by going onto the hard compounds, or is he looking to gain some positions immediately by going onto the medium tires? I don't know. We'll see. But so far, everybody, yes, he does pit on the medium tires. So, recap on the first 5 laps. Everybody except for Skovkonge and Jarrow started on the medium tires. And now it seems like Skokonge he's starting to be punished a bit by those soft compound tires. He is hanging on to DRS almost by the skin of his... No, he has lost it. He has lost DRS. I would predict we are going to see Skokonge pitting within the next 2 laps if he is not able to hold off Squarehead, Horn, Lando behind him. If he starts to drop quickly behind those guys, we'll probably see him pit sooner rather than later. And Squarehead has around the same amount of ERS. He's looking to just coast behind Skokonge here. Out in front, the Ferrari is still having a very good race, gaining for every single lap he is doing. And just Jacob has almost caught up to his teammate, both with massively less ERS than Tur in the Ferrari here. Then we have Rafa hanging on to Jacob, still within DRS. Oh, as I predicted, Squarehead is going to... Oh wait, maybe not. That's some impressive. That's some... That requires some... you know what I mean. By Skokonge, I mean. Going again for the move, not letting that fifth place go by. Maybe it would be smart to pit now, Skokonge. Maybe it would. You're losing massively. Squarehead is now 3.8 seconds behind the McLaren of Rafa. Looking a little bit further back, we have a 2-horse race driving almost in a vacuum. We have Wood Butcher in 10th and Jarrow in 11th. Obviously, he has made that pit stop already. Noor is still trying to hang on to that 5th place. He managed it. Oh, that is some serious stuff going on. 2x2 going down. PLH, the prime view in the theater to look at these awesome battles. Maybe even going for a double overtake. Can he do it? Can PLH do it? Oh, Lando is really trying to hold on to that position. But up ahead, it is still Squarehead ahead. Oh, here it comes. Here it comes. Oh, it's a spin. It's a spin for Lando. Oh, that was too close to call. I don't know if that was a racing incident or a misjudgment from either PLH or Lando. But it seems like he still has every end plate on his front wing. So no emergency pit stop required. Now, Tur is still edging ahead out in front with the 2 Saubers following suit in this little DRS train of 3 people up ahead. Then we have Squarehead in the train conductor, you might say, in the train consisting of himself, Skokonge, PLH, and Horn. And then we have 3 sections down to Wood Butcher. Another 4 down to Lando on those, I believe, very flat-spotted medium tires now. And then Yarrow is now gaining massively with a best lap of 15.4. That is almost as fast as Jacob Adley, of course, being on the brand new set of mediums. He is looking to gain some time instantly after his early pit stop from the softs. Yeah. Maybe we'll see what the guys are running of wings around this place. It is, of course, a very long start-finish straight. Now Skokonge has pitted. Let's see where he comes out in, according to Yarrow, who has just picked up a 3-second time penalty. Maybe pushing a little bit too hard on those medium tires. But he is going to lose very much out going on the hard set of tires. Maybe he'll make those last for the whole race, the rest of the race. That is 23 laps on the hard set of tires, which are only expected to run between 17 and 18 at max. Maybe around before hitting that tire puncture percentage, which is around 75 or 80%. Yeah. As I said before, it's a track with a long front straight, and that would require low wings for maximum overtaking opportunity. But at the same time, let's see what the top speed is. Tua is doing 310 in none, while Jacob is doing 310 in overtake. That might suggest lower wing. Oi, what happened there? We have a Jacob off. We have just Jacob Adley. It is. Jacob Adley was squeezed out by Rafa onto the grass and the gravel, and that allowed Squarehead, PLH, almost Horn, to go by. That is disastrous for Jacob Adley, who also, like his teammates, was looking at gaining massively momentum on Ollie in the driver standings. I believe his tires must be almost cooked now. Maybe he will be the one looking for a massive undercut onto those hard set of tires. That, meanwhile, has allowed PLH to go up to 5th after a disastrous first few laps where he dropped all the way down to almost last position. Yeah, again, as I said before, Jacob had a massive incident. Luckily, I don't believe he has any damage. No, he does not. But maybe a bruised ego and some very worn and very hot medium tires. As I said before, it would indicate that the Ferrari in front is running very low wings, and the Sabres maybe running a bit higher. I was doing a bit of research before, and now we have a position change. Down here it's Yarrow going through Lando and the Ferrari of PLH almost getting by. He is getting by Squarehead. Keep it tight, boys. Keep it tight. That is good racing. Equal on ERS, but PLH get the better traction. Like I said, it's a track that's both rewards a low downforce setup on the straight, and that makes easier overtakes. But at the same time, you are going to have to hold on for dear life through Sector 2 and Sector 3 with a low downforce setup. But that will make you more vulnerable for overtakes down the overtaking zones of turn 1 and down into the section of which Noah is going through now. PLH, the first pitter of the medium runners, except for Wood Butcher, who has pitted on lap 12. We'll see. And then who is following him in? It is Lando. Both of these guys are looking for a undercut. We are right at the cusp of the pit window for the medium tire runners, and Wood Butcher has jumped Lando, and PLH has been jumped by Skovkonge. The field is now spread out a fair amount. Looking at the minimap, we have a cluster of 3 guys, Squarehead, Jacob Adley, and Horn, going through the second sector now, down towards this big overtaking zone. Jacob fancies a look. Oi, that's contact. But he manages to get it through. Can Squarehead hold it? No, he can't. But he almost got caught by Horn as well. Rafa is the next to pit on the medium tires, going onto the hard tires. I would presume, yes, he is. Yarrow, with that 3-second time penalty, is also going to jump Rafa. um, but he has committed to a two-stopper with that early pit stop of the soft tires. Skovkonge is also looking at a two-stopper, presumably if he doesn't manages by some miracle to make those hard tires last until the end of the race. Now, this amazingly, Squarehead has managed to keep in touch with Jacob via the DRS. But remember, of course, Jacob had that huge incident in the first few turns a few laps ago, plummeting from first all the way down to what at the time was 5th place, I believe. As the drivers making the pit stops, we have another driver. We have Jacob looking to eat some of that gap he has up to first place. And his teammate comes in, probably has timed that double stack to perfection. It seems he has enough of gap up to his fellow Jacob teammate. Right now, with everybody having done a pit stop except Tur and Squarehead, we are looking at a Gyaro first place. Well, he has not 3-second time penalty, but on track, first place to Gyaro, then Jacob, Rafa, Skovkonge, PLH, Jacob all the way down here, fighting with Wood Butcher now, and then Horn and Lando. But maybe I believe the Ferrari crew are going to butcher this pit stop. If not, it's still first place for Tur. Squarehead is 20 seconds behind. He is also looking to pit this lap. Probably. Yes, he is. Now, everybody has done a pit stop, and except for Squarehead, except for Yarrow and maybe Noah, Skovkonge, sorry. It's looking like the rest of the guys is going to keep these tires on for the rest of the race. Now, Jacob is only 2.8 seconds behind Tur now, and has cut down that lead significantly from what was around 4.5 maybe seconds down to just 2.7. Looking to getting past Yarrow here as soon as possible, without losing too much time. A cluster of cars is about to form here, with Wood Butcher losing touch of Jacob and Squarehead and Horn within DRS range of each other. Lando is a little bit further back. But looking to gain positions. Of course, having that unfortunate coming together in the first few laps of the race. Jacob has now passed Gyaro and is up into second place. Guys are really pushing this set of tires. Remember, it's only the top 10 that scores points. Follow the standard points procedure as Formula 1, as Squarehead gets ahead of Wood Butcher. And that means that even there's a high chance, as Wood Butcher gets a massive bit of oversteer and is being attacked by Horn now, and he's going through. Okay, so with the top 10 getting points, that means that if there's and that's not a big if actually, and there's a huge chance that you might score points in this race if you just finish the race. Right now it's Lando sitting outside those points paying positions, but of course, Yarrow has to make another pit stop, as he does now, going in. And Just Jacob sets the fastest lap of the race, a 1 minute 14.7. I'm excited to see where Yarrow comes out, because, and he'll probably, he is not going to serve his 3 seconds time penalty, but he's coming out on the fresh set of hard tires, I believe. But where's he going to come out? He is coming out in 10th place on the fresh set of hards. Yes, he still has that 3 seconds, but now he has brand new hard sets of tires that are around 2 to 6 laps newer than the guys around him. Let's see if he can't capitalize and gain a few positions. If not, then drive away from Lando and etching out a 3 seconds gap down to the Alpine. Looking at the rest of the race, as you can see on the minimap down in the right hand corner, the race is spread out. Jacob is doing a massive bit of driving here. Let's go on board with him for this lap. Oh, he has depleted his CRS completely. Yeah, so he has 80% less than the Ferrari, but he is doing a massive bit of driving here to keep up with Chua in the Ferrari. And as you can see on the minimap, I was about to say earlier, the field is quite spread out. We have these two up front. We have the lonely McLaren of Rafa. Then we have a spread out group of Skokonge, PLH, and Jacob. And then we have the last 5 drivers of Squarehead, Horn, Woodbutcher, Yarrow, and Lando, all battling out for who is not going to be lost. I must say, this is some driving from Skokonge. He has, in the 2 events he has participated, he has scored 10 points, which included a 8th position in Austria and a 7th position in Monza. With this 4th place, if he can hold it, that is, and if those tires hold on, he is looking at a season best and a NSC career best of 4th place. On the other end, Jacob Adley is looking at not the race he wanted, coming off the bat of a 2-place jump in the driver standings after Austria, with that race being only half a second behind Ollie, and now he is not looking at making those gains on on Ollie as he wishes he would have. The battle of 7th places is looking. What happened to Lando? Did he have a moment while I was reading statistics? Happens sometimes. Lando dropping back, maybe giving that last points paying position to Yarrow with that 3 second time penalty. It seems like Jacob Adley has closed up onto the back of the Ferrari of PLH. Want to know a fun fact about this guy in the Ferrari here? One of my very first league races, about, I don't know how long ago that was, I raced against this guy, and we had an amazing battle around Canada. As Jacob now passes him, there wasn't much fight in PLH, as he is looking to maybe hold on to the rear wing of that Sauber and catch up to the extremely nice looking pink machine of Skokonge. Down further back, it is the 2 Williams guys, Yarrow and Squarehead, holding up against Horn. Squarehead, of course, reserved for Ollie. I believe Williams would be very glad by just taking a few points. No point in fighting for Yarrow and Squarehead. Now, could we see Squarehead being a being dropped by on purpose by Yarrow in order to making that 3-second time penalty worth it for Yarrow? Um, of course, what would this mean for the Constructors' Championship? Well, as it stands right now, the Sauber team has a 5 points lead over Williams, and as it stands now, this would be an 18 points and a 10 point. It would be a 28 point race for the Sauber, and it would be a it would be a 10 points for the Williams guys. So that would mean that the Sauber guys are going to stretch out even further in the constructors. Meanwhile, Ferrari is doing a bit here, getting, of course, 25 for the win and getting for 6th place, getting 8 points. That would mean 33 points for Ferrari and make them the most scoring team in Spain. The last 3 races has been ping pong switch between the Sauber and the Williams teams for most scoring team on a weekend. It doesn't seem like Yarrow can pull away from his teammate of Squarehead. Yeah. Maybe team orders will come into play at the Williams team later on. It's 10 laps to go. Be careful to cut those corner shares. You already have a 3-second time penalty. Don't want to get more of those. As we head in onto the last 10 laps in a bit, the field is still spread out. The fight between Jacob and Skokong is done. I didn't see that. Jacob presumably got Skokong down the start-finish line, and now PLH is doing everything he can to hold on to the back of that RB car. If not, that would be a shame. Those two are fighting, not presumably as much for positions in the constructors, but although PLH has 16 points in 9th place in the driver standings, and all the way down to Skokong, who is in 13th, so 4 places down, and only 6 points separates them. This would mean a 2-point swing for the RB outfit of Skokong, and making inroads on that 9th place in the standings. Meanwhile, Rafa is having a very lonely and very solid race here. The driver with no podiums. He is the only guy in top 8 with no podiums. He had a pole position at once, and this would be massive for him, especially since Jacob Adley is not scoring huge points in this race. That would make him lose ground to the McLaren here. Yarrow is in 7th place in the both in the race and in the standings. Nothing huge will change. Of course, Jacob, with this result, would take the lead in the driver standings. He is at 69 nice points in the standings, and with 18 points would jump up to, that would then be 77, 70, and 87 points. And I believe he also has the fastest lap. Where do I see that? That is there. Yes, a mere 700th behind, ahead of Cheer's greatest lap. And speaking of those two, he has managed over the last 10 laps since the pit stops to pull in a gap of only half a second now. But it seems like Tua has underfueled his Ferrari with the yellow lights glowing down in the bottom. Maybe he's Lico, maybe he's lifting, maybe he's coasting, maybe he is not going at full speed to conserve the tires, to conserve the battery and the fuel for a last push in the few last laps. Going down the order, Skolkongi is looking at getting overtaken by PLH. He thinks about it, then doesn't do it. He has the upper hand regarding battery, and they are now almost out of DRS range on Jacob Adley, and Skolkongi is just holding on to that 5th place. Of course, then he's on 3 laps older tires than PLH. Maybe that'll come into play in the last, 8 laps of this race. Let's see, does Jacob have what it takes to make inroads on the 1st place? That would mean an extra 7 points in the driver standings, making up for it by Ollie not being here. He doesn't do it this lap. Now it's just a battle of who can conserve their tires the best. Right now, Jacob's tires are 1 lap older than the Ferrari in front of him, but if he can manage to save them, it doesn't really matter all that much, does it? Well, Skolkongi and PLH is still within the DRS of Jacob, which then has led to Skolkongi not being overtaken by the other Ferrari. Now the field is even more spread out, and the only close racing we have is Squarehead against Horn for the 8th position. Now, Squarehead is 4 seconds behind his teammate, which means that the 3 seconds that Jarro has hovering above his head is not going to matter in the final standings of the race. Now, Jacob, using full ERS and DRS, looking at overtaking Tua in the Ferrari, last of the late breakers. He is going to do it around the outside. Goes Jacob with much more ERS burned. Now, he just has half the ERS of the Ferrari, and that would that mean something for the rest of the lap? Not if Jacob is going to manage to well, we have a overtake. We have an overtake for PLH on Skolkongi, the Ferrari superior in straight line speed. Finally on the RB. Maybe that was a case of who has more wing than the other. I don't know. But now PLH is looking to crawl back, and he has crawled back into the DRS range of Jacob Adley. And Skolkongi is now looking to not overdrive his car. Jarrod behind has a 3-second time penalty. It's only 5 laps. He is on much, much older tires. Fight until you can't fight anymore and then let him by. That would be my advice, of course. But what are you going to use my advice for? I am just an unk in the eyes of Skolkongi. Now we have a fight again. Tua has managed to get ahead of Jacob. I'm new to this. I'm yapping too much. I'm missing the important stuff. But now, is he going to send it down? He is bumping his way through, like Verstappen on Russell in the last Spanish Grand Prix. Now, and he is ceding the position to Jacob, the Ferrari is. And looking down here, Skolkongi is defending for his life against Garrow. It is not needed. Is he going to get him on the exit? Meanwhile, up ahead, I need 2 monitors for this. Is Jarro going to get ahead of Skolkongi? Yes, he is. Now Skokunge just prays to whoever that Jarrow doesn't get past PLH and Jacob, and to not let him get away. Meanwhile, it's a battle of who has the most ERS, and the Ferrari has... they touch almost on the start-finish line, and the Ferrari has superior ERS management to the Sauber on that lap, which led to a position change at the front. Squarehead is still ahead of Horn for the 8th position, equal on ERS and presumably equal on setup. Up ahead, it is Yarrow looking to get past PLH. Scrambling away. That is bad news, really bad news for PLH to his... they touch again. He is out wide, and through goes... No, I'm not gonna let a Hamilton quote linger above Skokunge's head. I'm not doing that. Sorry, I'm just not. But he doesn't manage to get through the Ferrari. But this might be an opening. If Jarrow in the closing laps can get ahead of Jacob and pull away, maybe that 7th place he is looking at right now because of his penalty will be rewarded more. Meanwhile, up top, no position change for the lead as Jacob just gets closer to the Ferrari. They have pulled out a massive gap, 10 seconds down to Rafa and 25 seconds down to Jacob. Woodbutcher with a penalty. That's a shame. Solidifying that last position without the outside of the points, I should say. Tua and Jacob still going at it, almost equal in ERS management. Rafa doing his thing, managing his tires, and just cruising on to get that 3rd place. Woodbutcher with the fastest lap now on the soft tires, taking that 1 point away from Jacob. Looking at the fights down below, PLH is 2 seconds behind Jarrow now. Is Jarrow really going to make a 2-stop? I believe. Hasn't he made 2 stops? He has made 2 stops and a penalty. Is he going to make it work? I don't know. But it would be a really awesome drive if he managed. And then Tua and Jacob is again going at it. This time, Jacob does get by, but Tua has more ERS, presumably. No, he hasn't, but the Ferrari sends it down the inside of the long right-hander down to this tight left-hander. He does give Jacob the position, looking to collect as much ERS as possible, and that is a Williams of Jarrow going by Jacob Adderley. Jacob Adderley losing so much ground after having a good qualifying and an excellent start to the race. After that horrific oversteery spin he had down the first corners. This means that now Skokunge is definitely outside the 3-second window of Jarrow, and PLH is most certainly almost also. Is this going to be a P5 for Jarrow? If it is, props to him. Now, last lap, overtake for Tua against Jacob with the Alpine contact between the two. With the Alpine getting blue frags, he's just going to get out of their way as soon as possible. But was that the last effort for the Ferrari against the Sauber? I don't know. But look at Skokunge. How old are those tires right now? They are 20 laps old. Those 23 laps old tires is hurting him massively right now. Almost getting... no, he's not getting caught by Squarehead and its horn, but he is definitely not getting any higher up. Now, any last lap, and desperate moves from the Ferrari. No, it isn't. It is... I'm not going to jinx it just yet. We are waiting around the final corner for celebrations in the Sauber garage as Jacob takes his second win of the season, with Tua almost hanging on to that first place. It is a very calm McLaren P3 with presumably a Sauber P4 with that 3-second time penalty of Yarrow being served. So, Jacob P4, Yarrow P5, PLH P6, and Skokong almost getting caught by Squarehead and Horn on the last lap, and then Wood Butcher actually getting a point because of the many pit stops that has been made by... No, they have both made 2 pit stops. Wood Butcher in 10th place, securing the last points. Maybe he even got the fastest lap. If not, if Lando isn't able to take it away from him, he is. So no points paying for the fastest lap. But yeah. Okay. So thank you guys for this race today. Good race. Shame we are only 12 races today. You're probably going to get probably getting more next weekend. At this pace, Tour is looking scary fast. If he can keep up that qualifying pace, this was his third pole position, and lost out to Jacob in the Sauber. This also means that Sauber is going to pull ahead massively in the Constructors' Championship. But thank you guys for tuning in at this. Thank you guys for tuning in at this race. I am not a standard commentator. I'm just filling in this weekend. But I'll hopefully see you guys at another time. And then take care and have a good week up and coming.